Ausineleng. Ausineleng. Okay. Prof. Ausineleng, can you check if maybe all our presenters are on so that we can start?
Yes, I'll do so.
Thank you.
Yes, they are in.
Okay.
Let me reproject the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Can you maybe enlarge it a little, just a little bit, so that everyone can see?
Is this
Yes.
better?
Yes, that's better. Thank you so much. I think we are now ready to start. Can you give me a thumbs up, Ausineleng, if we can start?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. A very good morning to all. I am Dr. Pala, the Chair of Department for Early Childhood Education, and I'm going to direct today's program. But before I proceed with the program, allow me to start by greeting and acknowledging the presence of the Office of the Deanery at SEJU, Prof. Magwe, the Executive Dean, and Prof. Mabunda, the Deputy Dean, Prof. Serutu, the School Director, Teacher Education, Prof. Tabani, the School Director, Educational Studies, SEJU Portfolio Managers, Chair of Departments, SEJU staff, colleagues from other colleges, and most importantly, our students. And as we all normally said, all protocol observed. Let me also highlight that I'm not alone who's running the program. I am with the sign interpreter, language interpreter, Memabaso Sophie. Thank you so much. Colleagues and students, today we mark our first and not last SEJU Visual Student Orientation for 2024. And what does it mean to all of us? It simply means that we have now started with our 2024 academic journey. And as SEJU staff, we are so excited to meet you all. We are aware that in our midst, there are new students, those students that have just joined UNISA this year, and we also have the returning students, those ones that are familiar with our systems. But we want to assure you that rest assured, you are all going to be assisted and supported. To our new students, we know that you are having so many questions to answer. And don't worry, you are in good hands. As SEJU family, we will make sure that you navigate the space easily, but we are also going to need your commitment to work with us. Our returning students, we know that there are some other challenges that you are still experiencing, and we are here to support you. But in order for us to support you, we also need your commitment. Let me only highlight the following logistics before we start with our program. In order to allow the smooth running of the program, your microphone is muted and your camera is switched off. But if you have any comments and questions related to the presentation, specific module, or administration, please feel free to write on the chat box. We will respond to that. For module-related questions, please start by indicating the module code and follows your question. For example, your module code might be CDE 3701. So when you write on the chat box, you will first write CDE 3701 and then follows your question. If it's admin related matter, please start by writing admin, then your student number, then follow your question or your comment. For the presentation, please start with the presenter's name, then follow your question. I hope and believe that we are all together. And because we've got a long list in our agenda, let us just move straight to item number 1 on the program. And we are now going to allow Prof. Mawela, the acting head, teaching and learning, student support and community engagement, to open and welcome us. Prof. Mawela, the stage is yours.
Good morning, Dr. Pala. Thank you very much for the introduction, Program Director. I am going to request our Executive Dean, who is in another meeting. I've just requested her to just quickly come in, Program Director, and welcome the students here and all our stakeholders. If our Executive Dean, please, can just quickly come in. Prof. Makwe.
Good morning, colleagues. Or maybe I need my camera on as well.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, students. Good morning, all of you who made the time to come and attend this session. This is a very important session, and thank you so much, profs, all of you, Dr. Pala, who is the program director, and all the professors and members of SEDU community who came in their numbers just to give you a big hug and welcome you into the college. Thank you also for you students, and I see the numbers are very high, more than 400 students. Thank you so much for choosing SEDU as your academic home for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You have chosen well because you chose a profession that is extremely noble. Without this profession, there will be no one. There will be no doctor. There will be no accountant. There will be no scientist. There'll be no one, because all yours is a profession of hope. It gives hope to those people who want to belong and who want to become somebody in life. And it starts with you. You start by holding their hands as they go through every process of life. So I am elated that you have actually chosen the University of South Africa and the College of Education in particular, to study so that you can be able to give those young people hope. The group of students that you will be teaching are the group of students that are probably very different from you when you started school. All of them have gone through the difficult period of COVID, where they didn't have to go to classroom, or where they they were socialized into life through a cell phone. And many of them, the challenges that you are going to encounter as you go to the teaching practice, as you go
My
I'm
apologies.
so sorry, Prof. It seems we have lost Prof. Makwe, our dean.
All right, maybe she will come back. Could be issue of connectivity there. Maybe while she will be coming back or trying to connect again. Mine will be just to further indicate that we are actually very much happy to see all the students coming in.
No, I'm back.
Prof. Makwe, if you are back, you just, oh, she's back. There you go.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. That's the technology that I was about to talk about. I don't know how. No, I was saying, as you step in a classroom, you will be dealing with students who grew up during COVID. And this is a different type of student. Students who have never played with others, students who have who relied entirely on their cell phones, their mommy's cell phones, the cell phones at home, TV. So yours, it's a bigger challenge, because you have to start by teaching them how to play with each other. You have to start by teaching them what it is like to be social. And that's where the challenge is in your era. It's not the same challenge as other teachers had, because children, when you open the door, they all ran out. But with your students, they will not run out. They won't even know what to do. So we have a bigger role and a bigger challenge as the people who are preparing you to that world, that you are able to get to the world and hit the ground running. So we are very, very, very excited, and we are looking forward to working with you moving forward. All these people who will be presenting in this orientation, these are your resource people who are going to assist you, who are going to hold your hand. So please, let's work together so that we achieve the best that we can. If we fail the students that we will be teaching, we are failing a whole nation. We are failing the development of the country. We are failing the economic growth of the country. So I am extremely elated that you are joining us, and welcome, warm welcome from us in the College of Education, and we are looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much, Prof, for the opportunity to welcome the colleagues who have just joined us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our executive dean. I see a lot of hands, and I know you are having other meetings, but we really appreciate your time for quickly joining us and gracing this occasion. While we are saying to our national office of the SRC, welcome, because we know that we spoke to you yesterday. The SRC must also be here. And also, I would like to say welcome also to DTSFL office, Mr. Rachidi. I know under the guidance, leadership of Professor Mahano, who are the people who are behind this orientation. We like to recognize the effort made towards this student orientation. And different stakeholders that which are also present. Dr. Kuno, I know you are here from library, Memotati. Thank you very much, and all the presenters and the students and the SEDU staff. We really appreciate. We want to make sure that you have a better space to study at UNISA. So anything like is indicated by Dr. Pala, you wish that we may keep record of it, put it on the chart, and you indicate. We believe you have got regions that which we are still going to visit across the country. So we are not going to just having this kind of student orientation. We are still going to do also the face-to-face student orientations across the country in all the regions. Dr. Pala, thank you very much for giving the opportunity to our executive dean and myself. I really appreciate. I just thought I should just bring the executive dean for the welcoming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. And thank you so much, our mother, Prof. Makwe, for a warm welcome. Students, I think you can attest that you are all welcome. Everyone is ready for you to come and support you and to assist you with each and every problem that you might have. Prof. Makwe reminded us of a very, very important issue. The type of profession that you have chose. And in one word, she said, as I quote, this is a profession of hope. This is a profession of hope. I hope, students, you will take this with you. Without wasting time, I think now we need to understand why we are here. What is the purpose for this orientation? And I'm going to allow Prof. Poshoko, the acting head, quality assurance and enhancement, to come and tell us why we are here. And I'm going to ask you, colleagues and students, to listen attentively. So, thank you. Prof. Poshoko.
Good morning, Dr. Pala, and thank you for the opportunity. I think I will say good morning to everyone as well. In terms of adjusting to time, I will simply say all protocols observed, and I wish to thank Prof. Mawela as well as our executive dean for the welcome. Ka Setswana ba re dintšwa di bofilwe re repe. Ka mantswe a mang, it means we just have to feel at home. I thank very much for those warm welcome words. I'm going to try to share, even though I'm having a challenge with my network today. Let me just see if I can win it this time. Does my screen show a doc?
No, Prof.
Yeah.
If you can just share it again.
Yeah. Okay, just let me try it again. Try this. Is it showing now?
It's coming, yes, Prof.
Thank you so much.
If you can put it on slide show, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. the purpose of our meeting will have to start by indicating what an orientation is. I think you are going to be encountering a number of these sessions, and these sessions are designed to provide you with information that you need in order to study comfortably and effectively in the programs, courses, or modules that you've registered for. And that is the purpose why we have you today. In order I'm sorry, colleagues, I'm struggling with, yes, I'm struggling with the movement here. The purpose is to remove the impediments of effective learning that is brought about by the anxiety of a new environment, new routines, and new responsibilities that you as students are going to be facing with now. I'm sure most of you, the environment that you are in now is new, but then you are going to be encountering new activities that you have never done before. And also, it is to introduce to you the College of Education at UNISA, aka SEDU. I know some of you think when I say aka, it means also known as. In our space, we say affectionately known as SEDU. And the purpose is to give you an understanding of who we are, what we're about, to be answering to questions such as how to, what are the things that we deal in our college, what are our expectations of you, and of course, if allowed, what are your own expectations as well? So as a steady student, our aim is to ensure that you are kept here until you achieve your goals and much more. As a college, we are offering programs from undergraduate up to PhD level. And therefore, we've got everything for you, and the aim is to ensure that you fall in love and have an understanding that you will stay here forever until you get everything that you need. Not necessarily forever, but until you get everything that you are looking to get. Our expectations in terms of this orientation is to facilitate the transition. I'm sure most of you are coming from school, or some of you are coming from school, or even from wherever you are coming from. It is the purpose of this orientation to facilitate that transition. School to tertiary, textbooks to online materials. There are so many things. So those expectations from us, we are expecting to be dealt with as we deal with this orientation. We also want you to familiarize yourself with the SEDU. What is SEDU about? And I think Prof. Makwe has already indicated some of the responsibilities that we are expecting from you moving forward. And then, of course, as I indicated, we also are looking to share with you what are the opportunities that we offer in the college, and much more. So there are quite a number of issues that we are looking forward to in terms of this orientation. And I'm sure you have seen the program. It is filled up to many items indicating this is what we need to share with you. And as I am short, I will also be short in my presentation as well. And to say, because I was given 5 minutes, by the way, what I will say is that repang, it's a Tswana word which means relax, feel at home. And I will close by the quotations from Nobel Peace Prize winners Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Nelson Mandela, who at one stage of their lives as well were in your very situation where you are. One of them said, if your dreams do not scare you, then they are not big enough. And Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. And therefore, with that, I will say welcome to our orientation session, and we hope that you will get the best out of it. Thank you very much, Prof. Dr. Pala and everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Poshoko, for indicating the purpose of this orientation. And I hope and believe that our students now are relaxed, as you said, repang, barepile. They are just waiting for us. Now we are now going to move to our next item, but let me also reiterate what I said when I opened. I said, please, student, when you send any message on the chat box, if it is module related, kindly start by indicating the module code. Then you can indicate your questions or any comment. Admin, please write administration followed by your student number, and then you write your question or any concern. And lastly, for the presenters, please start by writing the presenter's name. Then after, you will write your comment or your answer. And we indicated that we know studying in ODEL, it's sometimes frustrating or even threatening for some of us, especially for the new students who doesn't even understand the LMS or the learning management systems that we use, or my UNISA. But now we know that this orientation is going to make you feel home, and you will understand what exactly, how and why you are here. The next item on the agenda or on the program, I'm going now to allow Mr. Wright to tell us or to indicate to us how we can navigate my UNISA and online exam LMS. Mr. Wright, the stage is yours.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So my name is Richard Wright. I'm from the ADOBH Hub, and we are basically here there to assist you not just with my modules, my exams, to get familiar with the platforms, but also really to give you all the digital skills that you will require to be a successful online learner. So today I'm just going to briefly touch to you about my UNISA, my exams. These platforms are very new to you, perhaps. Where do you get or go to get to know how to use these platforms? What workshops will be held to actually assist you so that we can assist you throughout your study career to make sure that you always have the correct skills to interact with these platforms. So as I mentioned, my name is Richard Wright. We run quite a few workshops online. with you specifically on my modules, my exams, and then also Office 365 skills. We'll also come and visit you in the regions to make sure you've got the required digital skills and access to digital interfaces that you will require to be successful with UNISA. So the first one thing I want you to do, get ready, is just to have a pen and paper, or even if you have your cell phone, to scan the QR codes and the links that I will be providing during the session, because this will be very important so we can stay in contact with you to assist you with any problems that you might have. So the first thing I'm going to introduce to you is the ADOVH open portal. So this is actually an online portal that's open to anyone. On this portal, we've got the courses for MyUNISA, how to get started with your My modules. We've got downloadable guides, so if you need something that you can read offline. We've got basic skills in digital literacy. Maybe you're new to all these technologies that you're encountering here. We provide you the concepts of these skills, and then further build up on that with your My Life email account. That's a Microsoft account, how you can actually use all these apps that's made available to you to really help you with your studies. And then towards the end of the semester, we will start with the My Exams, where we will guide you step by step through how the exams work, how the proctoring tools work, and how you can test it so that you know that you are ready for your exams. So this year, we're going to have still a lot of other digital innovations as well. We all know we're starting to go now into the era of AI, artificial intelligence. How do you use these tools effectively within your studies? How can it be almost like your personal tutor as well? So we'll explore all of those aspects throughout the year. So to access the portal, it's very easy. It's adovh.unisa.ac.za. So you can write this down, or you can scan the QR code that's available to access this portal. As I mentioned, this is open, so if you've not even claimed your MyUNISA logins yet, you will still be able to access these resources that will be able to guide you through how to get started. So it's very important that you are able to access this specific portal. So it's very easy. You can even Google ADOVH, UNISA, and it should be one of the first results that will display on your screen. So if you just search ADOVH, UNISA, just wait for this internet that's a bit slow today. You'll notice it's a UNISA Academic Development Open Virtual Hub. You can click on there. And here we've got all the courses that are available. So there's quite a lot, but the ones I want you to get started with is specifically on MyUNISA. So you'll see here we've got exam webinars as well. This is currently running for the students writing exams in this period. But if you scroll down, I'll put the links in the chat as well. You'll get to this one, STU 100. And it's called 100 because this is really where you should start. Now you can see I can access this and I'm not even logged in because we want you to be able to access especially this first lesson, lesson 1. And this is where it takes you step by step through how you actually access MyUNISA and give you the concepts of what is MyUNISA, what is My Life. You might be hearing My Modules and then also My Admin. Now, I just want you to note here, if you hear about Moodle, UNISA is not using Moodle. Don't download Moodle apps. Don't ever mention Moodle. It's a wrong term that's being used. It's an underlying technology that's being used. We use My Modules. My Modules is your learning management system. That's where I see questions about official study material. That's where you will access it. Later, you will learn about your e-tutors. That's where you will interact with your e-tutors. So please don't share. I see people sharing their phone numbers and personal email addresses. You're setting yourself up for a lot of spam and a lot of misinformation. Please use this official portals that is made available for where you can go and get assistance and also interact with other students, because you're going to get a lot of misinformation with all the WhatsApp groups and the other assistance that's available. So on this page, it will give you introduction, MyUNISA. Now you know you're a registered student. This is where you're going to be studying. It will be specifically on My Modules, where you're going to access all your courses. And then you're going to have the My Admin. So if you want to change your modules later, or update your biographical information, this is where you do it on My Admin. Then you also get this My Life email address, and this is then your official email address. So as soon as you registered on My UNISA, it takes about 4 hours to 24 hours, and you'll have access to your My Life email address, and this will be your Microsoft 365 account and your official email. So all correspondence you will then do from your My Life email address. So on this page, we take you step by step through what is My UNISA, how to access My UNISA. We've also got short video clips exactly on how you access the portal, how you claim your password, because I really want to emphasize this. Once you've registered for the first time, the first thing you should do is claim your UNISA login. This is where we're going to give you access to my modules, going to give you access to your email. So all future communication, a lot of it is through email, so you'll miss a lot of information if you don't do this as quickly as possible. So we got everything step by step laid out with short video clips, but we will also be conducting, starting from end of next week, we will send out communication. Look for communication from ADOVH. We will be having webinars as well and blast sessions. So the webinars are where we have formal sessions, where we take you step by step through all the aspects that you need to know. And then we've also got in there usually staff from various departments. So if you've got any technical problems, we can help you. And in the blast sessions, you can really open up your mics, give your inputs. What are you struggling with? What can we assist you with? And I can tell you, you with the College of SEDU, a lot of your academics assist as partners with ADOVH. They're also in the sessions. They are there to assist you in these workshops. So have a look out for that SMS that will be coming to you or through your email about the workshop starting specifically on My UNISA, and we will guide you through every aspect of it. So I just also want to note on this site, we've got this chat box. At the moment, it's set up for exams, but you might already have some exams questions. So here you can actually speak to Lwazi, our virtual assistant, for any exam related questions and just even guidance of where you can go for to get certain answers to certain questions. Who must you contact? All of that is available on the chatbot. And Lwazi has been developed with AI technology, so she's trained on all the information, and she is really set up there to support you as well. So make use of the chatbot if you can. So I'm just going to go back to my presentation quickly. So please have this website that we've got here, ADOVH, write it down, make sure you've got access. When you're going to log in with ADOVH, you're going to be using your My Life email address. Once you've got your My Life email address, then you can keep track of everything that you do along the way. There's a lot of other courses as well where you can get badges and also some certifications from Microsoft. So in this course, the My Modules one that we will be running from next week, we cover various topics. So I already saw some of these, where do I get my prescribed books, my official study material? All of that we will cover very much in depth. But if you want to, you can already access that course that I just showed you, My Modules. You can work through it at your own pace, and all of these answers are in that material. Unfortunately, it will take us an hour and a half, perhaps, just to walk through every single aspect. So we will be having that webinars. So go through the material already. It's open, it's available to you. If you have any questions, any areas that you struggle with, then you come to us to the sessions and we will help you further. I can also tell you on this courses, you will already do a quiz and you will already do a written assignment. So all of these are there as mocks to really just get you familiar with the technology. So when you have to do it for your actual assignments, you don't worry about the technology aspect of it. You focus on getting the best results possible. We've also there got forums to introduce you to forums. I see a lot of you want to create groups. There we introduce you to the forums, how to use them. And that's the forums you can use on your module sites. There's where you could go for answers, get answers to questions, interact with your fellow students, and also your e-tutor sites. You'll get an introduction what that is, how you access it, how you can make use of your e-tutors, because they are really there to support you. So as I mentioned, we've also got the My Exams guide. So we've got this URL to the My Exams guide, so you can scan the QR code already. You can get started with this if you're just, unfamiliar how is exams going to work in this university. This will already give you a good overview. But we do update this closer to the exams. So I would say a month before the exams, we start with our workshops. We get the latest information. We update it on what proctoring tools you will need to use, what devices you will use. And then from there, we actually then take you step by step how to set it up. And then we've got mock exams. So you actually do a little mock exam to test your setup so that you know when you get to your exams, you are ready to go in terms of technology aspect. And we also have blast sessions where you can come and you can ask any question and we can guide you through any aspect that you might be unfamiliar with. Because we really want you to get all these skills in this technology, that you focus on your study material and not worry about the platforms that you will be using. So as I mentioned, we cover everything from exams, from academic integrity, why do we need proctoring tools, then how to set it up, how do you find out what proctoring tools you will be using. We also introduce you some required devices, for instance, what type of mobile is best suited. And we always say just have access to it. So even for your exams, if you borrow it, this is the devices that you will need to really just help you through to make it a lot easier. And then we always have representatives from the Student Support Center and also from Oxford for if you've got any special needs, how do you apply for special exams? And they are also in these sessions to help you out. But as I mentioned, this course is available on the ADOVH platform. So if you open it up, if you scroll down on the main page, you'll notice there are these mock exams. Don't start with them. Go down to STU 200, Basic Skills for Online Exams. So first do STU 100. You can have a look at the STU 200. Don't feel pressure to finish it now. We are going to have a lot of workshops on this, but this is laid out more or less the same. You can complete it lesson by lesson. Some of the proctoring tool assessments you won't be able to do now if you're not going to be using them. So we will guide you through at a later stage, but you can have a look through and get a good overview of how the exams are going to be working. Then I just want to show you on this course, we've got various courses, open courses available. The one that we've got is the basic skills in digital literacy. So if we talk about, webcams and we talk about cloud computing, collaborative working, maybe you are familiar with these terms, go have a look at this course. It's gamified. It's very easy to do. You learn a lot of skills through doing this course. And we really advise you to log in. If you log in, you will actually compete with other students actually conducting this course as well. And especially you with teachers, aspiring to be teachers, this can actually give you a good idea of some gamification skills already that you can perhaps use in classrooms as well. So this was really a nice course to get started with. And then if you're now going to be working with your My Life email address, we've got a complete course on Microsoft 365. We will be doing workshops on this as well and come and visit you. And this is really to give you the skills, not just in sending out emails, but all these other apps. That's the Word online processing, using autocompletes, digital storytelling with presentations, note-taking. How do you organize your studies with the OneNote apps? You can create your own CV already with Sway, or your online blog or presence with Sway. All of these are covered in these topics. And what's nice about this one, if you complete most of these topics and there's activities, we can actually give you a Microsoft certificate of completion for this. So usually we extract that every 3 months. And all of these skills relate directly back to your studies. When you go interact on Teams, when you interact online on the forums, this will all give you that very good understanding. And also in this one, very importantly, how to be a successful digital citizenship. There's a lot of scammers, especially when it comes to UNISA students. You will get a lot of offers for study material, tutorial classes that you have to pay for. all of that is not official. So you have to know how to distinguish between what is official. UNISA stuff is free, tutorial class is free, these workshops that we do are free. All of that is brought to you, for your support. If as soon as there's a money component to it, then usually it's unofficial for outside. So just to finish off, just to stay in touch with the ADOVH, let me just get back to my presentation here. So please go have a look at these courses. Join our YouTube channel. I'll post the links in the chat as well. Have a look at our Facebook page if you want to stay up to date when these webinars are going to take place on my modules, my exams, and all the others that we will be doing. But most importantly, I'm going to end off with this slide is our contact us email. It's adovh@unisa.ac.za. So if you need any more information, if you missed some of the information, just pop us an email. We'll get back to you. We'll send you the links, all the information that you need to get started. So thank you, Prof. That's from my side.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wright. I think our students are now knowing exactly what is my UNISA and how to navigate their exam LMS. But as you indicated that there will be a series of workshops, and we would like to encourage our students to attend those workshops so that they can know exactly and be ready. Thank you for your time. And before I move to the next item, I just want to highlight one thing. Students, please, please, please refrain from using the chat box for other information. The chat box is only used for orientation purposes, any information related to the orientation. Please stop sending your Gmail account, stop doing groups or buddy session on the chat box. We are please pleading with you. Kindly stop doing that. We are now moving to our next item, library matters. Memutsatsi. Colleagues, all presenters, if you see me showing my face, it means it's time up. Thank you. Mamutsatsi?
Thank you, Dr. Phala. Good morning, colleagues. Dr. Phala, can you hear me? Ne?
Yes, ma, we can hear
All right.
you.
All right.
I'm not
Thank
sure
you
if,
so
sorry,
much.
I'm not sure if you've got a presentation. We don't have your presentation. We can't see your presentation.
Yes, I do. I just wanted to be sure if you can hear
Okay,
my
we
voice.
can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Mawela, and thank you, as I said, thank you, Dr. Phala, and good morning, colleagues and students. My name is Danisile Mutsatsi. I'm from the library, UNISA Library, main campus. Before I start with my presentation, I just want to, as you can see in front of you, I just want to show you that if you visit the UNISA Library page, which is found here, this is the address, visit services for new students. This is going to guide you on how to go about doing what, etc. If you open it, I hope it will behave. Oh, yes. Can you see that there are trainings and skills to support you in terms of how to go about looking for information? So I just wanted to show you where to go and what to do on the library page as you come in. Right, I'm going to minimize this and go to my presentation. Is it up?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Right, let me take it to slide mode. As I said, my name is Danisile Mutsatsi. I'm your personal librarian, or I'm your librarian for College of Education. We are two, Mrs. Stradom and myself. We are servicing the College of Education. we all know that without the library or without the information, you can't do anything. You can't finish your assignment. You can't write anything. So obviously you'll need the library. So I'm here to show you how to use the library optimally, especially when you are looking for your study material or your reading material, whatever you call it, or your e-reserves, which is a common term. But when you see those terms, don't be surprised. Recommended books or material, you know that you'll find those in the library, especially if you are doing first year and B.Ed. As B.Ed students, some of you are referred to e-reserves, but others are just required to write a research. So without wasting time, I was given 10 minutes. So I'm here to tell you about how to go about searching for the information from the library. So the first one, as you can see, it's e-reserves and recommended materials, as well as prescribed books. You'll be referred to this important study material when you write your assignment. This is very, very important. Then the second bullet is about books, journals, etc. from the library. Right, as I said earlier, this is the library website. Once you go to Google and type this, or you go to Google and just say UNISA Library, you'll get to this page. Immediately you get to the page, you see this is where you'll find your e-resources, e-reserves. I'm sorry. This is where you'll find your e-reserves. I just want to orientate you here a bit. If you want to use the catalog search, the catalog search is the same as any shop catalog, like Pick and Pay or what do you call it, Spar or whatever shop. So this is the catalog for the library. So it means everything under catalog search you'll find under catalog. So here you'll be directed to your e-reserves. So when you get to the library page, look for Find e-resources, and you'll notice that when you click, it will bring you to this page. Here, you need to put in your username, which is your student number, if I'm not mistaken, and your MyUNISA password. So the previous speaker mentioned that the MyUNISA is very, very important. MyUNISA password is very important, because without these, you won't be able to access anything from the library. So please make sure that you claim your MyLife, which is your email, and you create your password so that you can access all these nice resources from the library. Once you click e-reserves, you'll get to this page, a page like this. On this page, you need to put in your course code. Whatever course code you are busy with, you'll have to put it here, and then you submit. Once you submit, you'll be taken to this page. It will be like this. You are still under e-reserves and recommended books. So as you can see here, it's indicated. Let's say you are doing Madam 6V and you are looking for prescribed books, you'll click here. Never mind the years, these are old ones, but as you can see, this one is 2024. So you'll be looking for the year you are interested in. So you make sure that you check which is the correct e-reserve you are referred to. Immediately you click there, you click submit. The page that will come up, it will be the page of all the e-reserves that were deposited by your lecturer so that you can complete your assignment. Without these, you won't be able to complete your assignment. So make sure that you visit the library catalog. Then you'll see when you click one of the titles of your e-reserves, this page will come up and you need to authenticate yourself. Please don't skip it because you won't be able to get beyond this page. Make sure that your username is correct and your password is correct. You use the username, which is your student number, and your password. Then immediately you authenticate yourself. It will give you access to that article you are looking for. This is the PDF. This is the article, full article, as you can see. It's written by this author and the title is this, and it gives you the place of publication. Then up here, top right, you can either print if you've got a printer attached, or you can download when you want to download, etc. Then I want to touch on this because most of the B.Ed students are normally required to use online books, journals, and journal articles. So you'll be able to find these when you use the UNISA library as well. So as I said earlier, I said you can either use a find e-reserves when you are referred to your e-reserves, that is your study material. But if you have a specific author or a specific title, you'll have to come, you click catalog search. So these are two different routes. It's either you're looking for study material or you're looking for catalog search. Immediately you click catalog search, you'll see the difference. When you clicked your e-reserves, you were directed to the full article. When you click the catalog, this is the catalog page. If you have the title, you'll put your title here, you type your title here. And the second box, I just want to touch on this one. Here, once you use this box, it means you are going to retrieve everything, be it journal articles, be it videos, be it music, be it books, be it ebooks, online books. So that's the difference. If you use the top box, it means you are going to search the catalog specifically. But if you use the second one, it means you are going to retrieve all formats, all the reading types.
Mamutsatsi, I'm so sorry. I'm going to cut you short. Can I give you the last 2 minutes just to wrap up?
Okay, thank you. Right. And here you can see, you can search the catalog using different search options. These are different search options, and there's an arrow here which you can click and it gives you this. Then you can search the catalog as you want. Let me rush now. Remember, this is very important to authenticate yourself. Then when you use the second box, this is what you get. This is what I meant. You can get journal articles, you can get dissertations or thesis, you can get book chapters, etc., etc. And you need to click on the title of the book if you want to download that book. And I know that students like to use Google, but please let us use Google Scholar. You just type Google Scholar in your ordinary Google and it will give you this page, and then these are 3 lines where you need to link your library. In other words, you are linking Google Scholar with the UNISA library. You'll be searching Google Scholar as well. Library links, as you can see. Then you type University of South Africa. Then you save. These are your results from Google. This is not Google, ordinary Google. This is Google Scholar. And as you can see here, they're giving you the yes. And I'm going to say thank you for the opportunity, and I'm going to stop here. Thank you, Doctor.
You're muted, Dr. Paula. Thank you so much, Mamatati. I was speaking alone. Sorry for that, student. I think our student will attend more library sessions so that they can know exactly how to use my UNISA library. Thank you so much. I think I'm just looking at the time. We're not just doing so good, but we will manage. Colleagues, I'm now going to ask Dr. Berger to talk to us about tutorial letters and online learning resources. Dr. Berger?
Thank you, Dr. Paula.
You have 15 minutes. When you see my face, just know that you've got only 3 minutes left. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Paula. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to the students, and welcome to this orientation session. So I'm going to quickly show you how to find your learning and study material on your module page. So I'm showing you an example of one module page and what it will look like when accessed on a computer. However, when you access your module site on a mobile device, you will also land on this page first. So first of all, what you will see is the welcome message, which you can expand and read, and your lecturer will there give you a brief indication of what the module is about and how you can negotiate your way on the module site. Note that if there are words that are highlighted in orange, that if you click on that, it will take you, for example, this will take you to the announcements. So regard the module site as your lecture hall. Expect to find anything that you would want to find in a lecture hall on this module site. It is your home for the module that you have registered for. So when we then look at the panel on the left, you will see that there are lots of tabs, and it's like shortcuts that will quickly take you to the different sections on the module site. So we are going to look at the top left, the official study material. Now, if you have a hybrid module that is not fully online yet, your official study material will be available to you when you click on it. There you will find tutorial letter 501, which is the study guide. It will open as a PDF, which you can download and save or print if you are able to do that. And if you click on tutorial letter 101, the same will happen. And this is the tutorial letter that will give you the information about your study and your study at UNISA, how to access resources, your assessment plan, plagiarism, and also support for students and frequently asked questions. So that is then the tutorial letter 501, the study guide, and tutorial letter 101, which is an orientation for you to your study. Then when you scroll down, I'm going to go down to the sections here, and we call them learning units. And this is then where you will, apart from if you have a tutorial letter 501, this is also where you will access learning material. So not all the module sites look the same. However, the layout may be a little different, but the content will be very similar. Excuse me. So just give me a minute. Sorry about that. I seem to be losing my voice here.
Dr. Becker, are you fine?
Yes, yes, I think I will be fine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So on this in the start here section, that is where the lecturer may choose to again include some information on that is in the tutorial letter, but also other information about the module site, and it may also have some orientation as to where to find certain sections and certain resources on your module site. Many module sites will also have a section called glossaries, where the concepts and vocabulary that you may need to understand your study material well will be translated into different languages. So if you click on it, you may find the folders with the translated glossaries, and that is how you access it. So you can negotiate your way to the information there. Then when we go to the learning units, you will see that there are 7 learning units in this module, and each learning unit will indicate to you what it contains. There may be a folder, a lesson, and 2 URLs, which may be recordings or tippy tubes or videos for you to watch. So you can then click on the folder, which will open up your modules, the section for you, where you then can access either the CAPS document, for example here, a lesson on interpreting CAPS, and then there are video material for you to access. And that is in the same for all your learning units. So go through the learning units, because there may be forums included or questions that you can answer. And importantly, I think, regard the module site as an interactive site. It is not static. It changes from time to time. Your lecturer may post notices or announcements for you. Your lecturer may upload resources for you during the course of the year. And therefore, make sure that you keep an eye on all the learning units. For example, in this one, there's a separate section that was created where the PowerPoint presentations that the lecturer creates during the year will be posted there. And there is then also a section for additional resources, where you may find anything from how to submit your assignment to reading material or extra information about your module site. Importantly, also remember, as I said, it's a live interactive site. So apart from sending your lecturer an email, if you have any question about learning material and learning resources, you may also use the chat button option, which is here. It's a speech bubble here on the right, where you can click on it, and then you can find your lecturer and you can send a message to your lecturer. Thank you very much, and I apologize for my voice that was trying to be absent for this. Thank you very much, Dr. Paula.
Thank you so much, Dr. Becker. Yeah, you're on time. Thank you for keeping to that 15 minutes, even though you even took just a little bit less, about 13 minutes. But thank you so much. We really appreciate that 2 minutes left. I'm now going to request Dr. Poto, who will be sharing with us lectures, online lesson, and e-tutoring. Dr. Poto, you have only 10 minutes. If you see my face, it means you have only 3 minutes left.
Thank you so much, Chair. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you so much, and good morning, colleagues, and good morning, students. As the chair said, my name is Dr. Patricia Poto from the Department of Science and Technology. So today I'll be presenting about lecturers' online lessons and e-tutoring. Somebody may ask that, what are these online lessons? Well, firstly, online lesson, they are visual lessons, meaning this is where the educational session take place, and there is a delivery of course content, there are lectures, and also the learning system. And the most important thing is that you do not need to be physically there. And they take place in various digital platform using what we call LSM that Mr. Wright explored on. And in our case, we call them My Module. So they take place in My Module. However, they can also take place in other digital platforms such as MS Teams, such as YouTube. And then the other thing about this online lesson is that we use multiple resources. For example, we can use PowerPoint, we can use Google Slide, we can use videos, we can use podcasts, we can even use webinars. So please take note that your lecturer might use different multimedia for this online lesson. And then the other thing, they may take place in two ways, achronous or synchronous. So with asynchronous, this is when I, as a lecturer now, prepare the lesson, and then after I prepare it, I post it on my module that Dr. Bega has just showed you how to access my module. I post it on my module. You can access it anytime, any of your free time. However, we can also do it in a form of synchronous. Synchronous now is when, as a lecturer, I schedule a time and a date, and then now you need to be there. This is when I present a lesson. This is where we interact. So what we're trying to do this year, we're trying to use both of this. So please be aware on which one your lecturer might be doing for the week. And then the other thing about this online lesson is that they are accessible and then they are flexible. So you do not really need to worry yourself a lot. What is more important is that you need to communicate with your lecturer to know about the schedule of this lesson. You need to check my module. Dr. Bega even showed you on how to get to my module if you are not familiar with that. So your my module, that is your online classroom. So it is very important to ensure that you check it frequently to see if there are any schedule online lesson, to check if maybe your lecturer has posted maybe a timetable for the week or for the month. The other thing about this online lesson, why do we have them? Somebody may ask them. We are trying to create a supportive environment. We are here to support you in your educational journey as a student of UNISA. Sizofundala, that's what they said in Zulu. We are here to study. We have noticed Uguti, there is a high failure rate in some of the modules. Therefore, we want to now support you. So please ensure that you embrace them, ensure that you attend this online lesson. So beside this online lesson being flexible and accessible, which is good, there are also other advantages for them. Number one, interacting with the content. If you are a returning of a student from UNISA, you know that most of the time, the student, they only interact with the content when they are writing their assignments. But then during the year, a student doesn't care what the module is about. They will only access their study material when they have to write their assignments. So now with the online lesson, we are trying to create an environment where, as a student of UNISA, you interact with the content. The moment you are done with, maybe for example, natural science and technology module, you are familiar with it, you know it, because you were interacting with the content from the beginning of the year. Another advantage is that there's a clear communication. Dr. Pala did say that studying at UNISA can sometimes be lonely. You may find that you are alone. However, with this online lesson, we are trying to create an environment where there will be a clear communication, an environment where you are able to interact with your lecturer, you are able to interact with other students as well. And I've noted that there are students here who are saying, oh, here are my Gmails, here are my numbers. You don't have to do that. With the online lesson, this is where we are going to interact. You are going to find your peers there. You don't have to worry about that. And then the other thing about them, advantages, is regular assessment. You don't have to test yourself when you write assignments or when you write summative assessment. No, you are able to test your knowledge and understanding during this online lesson. You are able to gauge yourself that, oh, okay, no, I understand this content, I do not understand this content during the course of the year. You don't have to wait until the last minute. So those are some of the advantages of this online lessons. Another thing is e-tutoring session. As a UNISA student, especially in most big modules, you are provided with an e-tutor to further support you. So your lecturer is not the only supporting resource that you have. you have e-tutors. But then if you are returning at UNISA, my question to you is that, have you been using these e-tutors? UNISA is paying people to support you. Imagine how lucky you are to study at UNISA, to have more than, to have several support in order for you to pass. So please, students, let's start using the resources that you are provided to ensure that you do well in your module. With the e-tutoring session, they provide several advantages. For example, personal learning environment. The learning environment, it starts to become personalized because the e-tutor is able to tailor the session just for you, just for your needs. If you don't understand something, which maybe it might be difficult for a lecturer who has 5,000 students or 10,000 students to cater for each and every student. But then now with the e-tutor session, you are able to have that e-tutor who can tailor the needs specific for you. Another one is one-on-one attention. So maybe me as a lecturer might not be able to give you that one-on-one attention and explain to you in thoroughly maybe a certain topic that you do not understand. But then with our e-tutors, they are able to do that for you. But also note that not all the module has e-tutors, only the big modules. So in those small modules, it means me as a lecturer, I'll be able to provide for you the support that you need. So these are some of the frequently asked questions from our student. Number one, student may ask, when will the online lesson start? It is very important to visit my module frequently, to visit your module site. That is your online classroom. We find that students ask, where do I find this? Where do I find that? Well, all the information that you need, it is there in your module site. You just need to visit your online classroom. Somebody may also ask, where will they take place? As I said, they may take place in various digital platform. That is up to your lecturer to state which one they are using. They may use what we call TB Shoops. With the TB Shoops, we record a video, then we post it on YouTube. I know several of our students, they go on YouTube to either watch Bo, MacG, to watch some of the internet bloggers. So from now, start using YouTube to watch the TV tubes. What we are doing as lecturers, we are presenting this lesson for you to support you. So look out for that. Lectures may also use MS Teams. For example, in my online module, I've already posted a link where my student join a MS Teams classroom. That's where we are going to interact. So visit my module site so that you can know which one your lecturer is using. Somebody may ask again, is it compulsory for me to attend this lesson? Well, as an inspiring teacher in this platform, I will ask you now, if your student comes to you and say, Mrs. Kekana, is it important for me to attend your classroom? So whatever answer that you give that student is an answer that I'm giving you today. And certain people may also ask, what happens if I miss some of the lesson? As we said, this online lesson, they are flexible and they are also accessible. So it means that if your lecturer uses the synchronous one, where there is an interaction between the student, there is a scheduled time, there will always be a recording where you can go back and listen to it and check whatever that you have missed in that particular lesson. Chair, thank you so much. I am done with my presentation. You are muted, Chair. Yes.
As we said, Sizofundala. We are here to study. Thank you so much. Colleagues, students, we are now going to usher Professor Bigat. Sorry for that, sorry. It's Mr. Madiope, sorry. ODEL Accelerated Unit.
Thank you,
Madiope.
Thank you, Doctor. Let me just get my presentation quickly.
You've got 10 minutes that day.
Okay, Ma. I want to quickly share the presentation. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Ndati. Are you winning?
Yes, are you able to see my screen?
No.
Is it still not visible, ma'am?
Not yet.
Oh, shit. Share screen.
Or maybe can I ask Professor Bickert? Then you will present after
Yeah,
Professor
let me just-
Bickert because I'm looking at the time.
Okay, that's fine, ma'am.
Okay, just maybe get yourself ready there. Professor Bickert?
I am ready. If you can just indicate that you can see the screen and that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you and see your screen, Prof.
Thank
Prof will be
you.
taking us through academic writing, referencing style, and Turnitin. Over to you, Prof.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and good morning to the students. I know this is always the hot potato, and students are always unreasonably stressed about Turnitin and plagiarism. Firstly, I will say that we use Turnitin in some modules and not in all modules. So you first need to check if your specific module is using Turnitin. Then your lecturer will indicate that your assignments will be processed through Turnitin. There are some undergraduate modules at certain levels where we use it, and then in the honours degree we use it, and then obviously masters and PhD students are very familiar with using Turnitin. So we use Turnitin as a tool and not as a punitive trial to catch you out. You are allowed three, let me just move this on like this, sorry. You're allowed 3 submissions to Turnitin. So firstly, you will be registered with Turnitin, and this is the Turnitin UNISA address. And when you communicate with them, if there are any challenges, you need to put your student number in on the subject line, and you must use your UNISA email. If you don't use your UNISA email, you will not receive any assistance. So Turnitin will be sending you, if your module is down for Turnitin use, they will send you an email to your My Life account, and then you will follow the instructions from there. If you have any challenges, that's the email that you contact. So the first thing you must do is that you must submit your own work to Turnitin. Do not use a Turnitin account perhaps that you have through another institution, or perhaps you have a private one. It has to be the UNISA Turnitin. Do not use somebody else's Turnitin account to submit your assignment, because what will happen is the day that you submit your assignment onto the UNISA one, it's going to pick up that this exact assignment exists somewhere else, and it's going to flag the whole thing. So your UNISA work goes through the UNISA systems. Now, what we've done to really facilitate things is that Turnitin is integrated onto the modules, the My modules. So if your lecturer wants to use Turnitin, as soon as you submit your assignment, it'll automatically go through to Turnitin. You don't have to do anything. You will wait 24 hours, and then you will be able to go back to see what your similarity index is. And we allow you to revise that before we mark your assignment. So you can't submit your assignment at the very last minute, because then you will not have the benefit of being able to revise your Turnitin report. All right, so you're allowed 3 submissions. Usually you can submit your assignment the first time. It goes via the module page. Then you can have a look at it and you can read the Turnitin report, and then you can revise those sections that need to be rewritten, and then you can submit the final. So all of that must happen before the final due date of the assignment. You can't submit the first version on the actual assignment due date, because then you won't be able to revise twice to change anything or to improve anything. So check the correct folder that you uploading to, or however, if you are submitting to the module page, then there's nothing to check in terms of folders, but check that you're submitting the right document. So often we have students submitting another module's assignment, or instead of assignment 3, you've submitted assignment 2 again. So this is what the report will look like. You'll get a similarity index at the top there, indicating how much of the document is similar. Turnitin is not accusing you of plagiarism, it's just saying things are similar. You will be informed by your module lecturer how much that is allowed to be. Then down the side, you will see how the percentage for each individual source that you've used, and the general rule is no more than 5% for each source that you've used. And you'll be able to click on these sources. You click on the number 1 and it'll open up that exact source that you've used. And if you've forgotten to put it in your reference list, well, that's how Turnitin helps us also. So that is the similarity index there. And you will be able to download if you should wish to do so. If you want to perhaps send it to somebody to assist you, or to share with your lecturer. However, your lecturer can see your Turnitin report on the module page. So it's unlikely, unless you're an M or a D student, that you'd want to download the actual Turnitin report. Unless you don't want to be online all the time, then you can download it to work on offline. So Turnitin will highlight sections, sentences, paragraphs, words that it finds that have been published somewhere else, and then you can start addressing it. It will have numbers, and those numbers will correspond to the list at the bottom, so you can always pick up your references that way. And the colors have no particular meaning other than to just so that you can see easily, where one source is used and where it changes. So this sort of pink comes from source 1, or sorry, that sort of orange, and then the pink comes from source 2, and then that is source 5, and number 4, the blue, just to make life easier for you. Yeah. So what do we expect you to do? It depends depending on the level, and your lecturer will give you more instruction. Things like somebody's name. So Lev Vygotsky is a scholar. We don't expect you to change his name. He, formulated the social cultural theory. So, and we don't want you to change social cultural theory anyway. So people's names and words that are relevant to your field, you can't change them. So that there is acceptable. It also shows that the person has cited it. There, Vygotsky, 1978. Has been cited. The paragraph number 2 is problematic. There are 3 sources that have been cited and not 1 has come through, and then something like that would not be acceptable. So you would work through your Turnitin report and paraphrase, writing in your own words, yet you have to cite the source. Dr. Paula, is my time up?
2 minutes left.
Thank you. So in terms of direct quotes, so Turnitin will highlight the direct quotes, and that's not plagiarism if you've cited the source. So you'll put it in direct quotations and you cite the source. That's not plagiarism, that's similarity. Try and avoid too many direct quotes. So you say, well, I'm going to get through this Turnitin problem by just putting everything into direct quotes. No, it's going to flag it, and it's going to increase your similarity index. So only when it's impossible for you to write it in that way and to capture the author's actual meaning, can you then use direct quotes. Paraphrasing, I will share the presentation so that you can go through some of my tips and tricks on how to paraphrase. Paraphrase means you're writing something in your own words. So you have to read through carefully a paragraph, write down just the key concepts initially. What is this paragraph about? Just in a few words. Then try and write those words into sentences that are entirely your own without copying from the original. And then compare, have you captured that original text successfully? Remember, it is perfectly in order for you to write in simpler English and to shorten what you have read. That means that you are paraphrasing well. And most importantly, you cite the source. Where did you find the idea? Even though you've written it entirely in your own words and only using a few aspects of the original text, you will still cite the source. There are some other tips that I can share with you in terms of paraphrasing. Start by rearranging the sentence. So often I would take a sentence like this and I would start with the end of that sentence, which talks to the inexperience and expertise. So I would then rather say inexperience and poor computer skills are a challenge for older students and those from poor families. So I've paraphrased it, I've swapped the structure around, and I have shortened it. If you're paraphrasing, you are inevitably shortening the text. I will breaking the information up. So one
Professor
complex.
Bickert,
I'm done. One complex
I'm sorry
sentence.
for interjecting. If you can just wrap up, 1 minute just to wrap up.
Okay, so if there's a very complex sentence, you can also then break it into 2 or 3 shorter sentences, each in your own words. And so you paraphrase and you show that you're understanding it. I will share the presentation so the students can go through the last few slides on their own. Thanks, Dr. Paula.
Thank you, Professor Bickert. I know we are rushing, is because of time, but rest assured to our students, we are still going to have this type of workshops and they will learn a lot. And the presentation is also recorded. I'm now going to allow Ntate Madiope. You've got 10 minutes, Ntate. If you see me showing my face, it means that you've got only 2 minutes left. Ntate Madiope, over to you.
Thanks, Amma. Let me just share. Okay, good morning, colleagues, and also good morning to all students. It's an honor to be speaking to you guys today. So basically, I'll be representing the Odell Acceleration Unit. We're also based in the College of Education. What is the OAU? Basically, the Odell Acceleration Unit is a support department of the college with the mandate of accelerating and improving the open distance electronic learning model adopted by the University of South Africa. Our job is to use technology and physical resources available to improve the student walk. We physically offer support to our students in the e-learning labs at teacher centers and online through our academic video support platform called TPTube. We take the student journey with you from application, registration, and assessment through to graduation by providing the additional support necessary each step of the way. Who are the OAU? So this is basically a picture of the team. The team is formed of 50 employees, of which 7 are based in the head office here in Pretoria, and 43 are spread across South Africa in the various teacher centers. So we've got Mohau, who's the manager, myself, I'm the coordinator, Mr. Zbotoma, who's the resource coordinator, and then we've got Mr. Dulamo, who does multimedia branding and communications. We've got Mr. Kumalo, who is the student support and community outreach officer from Mpumalanga. And then we've got Ms. Kekana, who's the national student support and community outreach. So basically, what are the e-learning labs? E-learning labs at teacher centers was an idea conceptualized in 2014. It was a collaboration between DBE and UNISA as well. And the project mission was to improve how education students and educators are supported in the deep rural or township areas. So what DBE did, they gave us their buildings, and then UNISA was to install resources. So in each center, we've got 33 laptops, we've got your Wi-Fi, and you're able to use it as a study space. So usually students go there for exams, also to do their assignments and for study as well. The services that we provide at the teacher centers, we do, like I said, application registration, student finance application support, UNISA queries or anything that needs to be escalated. We've got the laptops and the internet access. We've got teacher training and development workshops, computer literacy workshops as well. We've got student orientation workshops for things like Your My Life and My UNISA. And we've got a venue for community outreach programs as well. And this is just a basic spread of where the actual centers are. We have a spread of 40 locations spread in the 7 of the 9 provinces. The only place we do not currently have a footprint is Western Cape and Northern Cape. These are the exact locations of the teacher centers, but based on time, I'll just share the presentation so that you can have a closer look, so that you can see which teacher center is closest to you. And then the other thing that I'll be speaking about is TipiTube. TipiTube is an academic video support platform, which we conceptualized in 2019. It was basically designed to record videos that can assist students to basically be closer to the lecture and all the information at the university. Videos are recorded by the lecturers of the college and are edited by our multimedia team, and then we share them on YouTube and a Microsoft Stream platform. The topics that we cover are module explanation, study guide, tutorial breakdowns, exam prep, how-to videos, teaching practice support content, UNISA events, and there's also social content. And if you were to go on our page, this is what it looks like. I actually had it open so I can show you guys. Okay, let me just quickly see. Yes, TipiTube. So this is it. I'll also share the link in the chat box when I'm done presenting, so you guys can quickly go check. So it's got all the module content and the relevant content. You'll just see which is your module. Let me go back. And then what we also have, these are our stats since 2020. So we've got 495 videos uploaded, of which 230 are module content. We've got 8,200 subscribers with plus 50 cities reached, plus 31 countries reached, with 3 million impressions and 508 channel views, 508,000 channel views. Sorry about that. But yes, this is just to show you the impact that it's had on students, and we'd be very excited if you guys could subscribe to it and look through the TipiTube and check what is relevant to you and your module. And if you have any more information, these are our contact details. Our email is teachercenters@unisa.ac.za. Again, for the YouTube, it's TipiTube. And we've also got a WhatsApp business line, which you can also, if you have any queries, you can also contact us there. And we've also got a Facebook page, which is TipiTube for Seju. So yes, I will definitely share the presentation with you, and I will leave the link to TipiTube also in the link so that you guys can see the locations of the teacher centers and also for the link for TipiTube. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Daddy. Spot on, 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, Mama.
Colleagues, we are now moving to the next item. Dr. Leroux, assessment.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pala. Let me just quickly share my presentation. You'll confirm when you see it.
Okay.
Hey, Joe.
Not yet.
My computer is extremely slow today.
Something is coming. 10 minutes, I hope.
It shows it's running on this side. There we go. Let me just go full screen. I just want to put on the slide as a full screen. There we go. Good morning to my colleagues, and good morning to you students. I was quickly asked to share with you some information on assessments. I'm in the College of Education and I'm in the Department of Early Childhood Education in the B.Ed Foundation Phase program. How I want you to look at 2024 is that it is a gift. a brand new gift, and how excited you are about this gift, how fast you unwrap it, and how you unpack what is in this gift is absolutely up to you. Because I'm talking about assessments, obviously, the first thing that you need to know about your assessments, and I've looked at the chats and the questions about kinds of quizzes and whether it contributes to the year mark or not. This is what is packaged in this gift, and in the module site, on the module site, all this information is available. You just need to access the module site. So the first of all that your lecturer will share with you is the approved assessment plan. Now, usually an approved assessment plan will look like this, and it will share the following information. The number of assessments you will be required to do this year. It will also share the assessment types, whether it's a quiz or a forum or a written assignment. It will also share which content is going to be assessed within a specific assessment. Then it will also provide you the weighting for that assessment, and it will share with you the opening date and the closing date of the assessment. Now take note that modules differ. I think that was shared by almost all presenters today. Some modules are year modules, some modules are continuous assessment modules, and they're year modules. You get semester modules. You get the old legacy kind of assessments where you have one quiz, one written assignment, and then exam. Some modules, like a continuous assessment, don't have an exam. Some have e-tutors, some don't. But all of that information is shared on the module site. So the first thing that you need to go and download is, and it can be in your tutorial letter 101. Due dates usually are not in the tutorial letter 101. So you will need to go to the announcements and look for an announcement that shares this assessment plan with you. That is where you will find the opening dates and the closing dates. Opening dates and closing dates, because these are formal assessments that contribute to your year mark. These will also be or show on the calendar on the module site. So if you move your mouse, the cursor over the calendar, it will also show particular opening and closing dates of some assessments, so that you can also see the opening and closing dates there. Then on the module site, your lecturer will also share with you, apart from the module approach, how he or she is going to approach teaching, whether it's going to happen in specific cycles. We've noted, and I think Dr. Poto has referred to that we've noted in the past that students just want to know where are my assessments, so that they can start doing the assessments. An assessment is something that we assess. We want to understand what you have learned after teaching has taken place. So it implies that some sort of teaching must or should have happened before an assessment. Now, students tend to flip this. They just want the assessments, and then they just Google and find answers and submit the assessments. So on the lecturer's site, on the module site, the lecturer will communicate with you. Sometimes the module or the online lesson content are hidden, the assessments are hidden, up until a date where the lecturer opens a cycle of learning and assessment, and only then will you be able to see a particular learning unit and the assessment that is linked to that learning unit. But that information you will find on the module site. So working on the module site frequently is very, very important. Then I was asked to talk about Bloom's taxonomy. You are all studying to become teachers, and this slide for you as a teacher is very important, because you are going to learn how to assess learners. And the basic, most basic things that you can assess is if students are able to understand things and if they can recall certain information. Those are the most basic or lower level skills. But because you are at the university and we want to see if you can use the content to actually teach, we want to see if you can apply content. Sometimes we want you to analyze, to evaluate content, but for you who are in the process of becoming a teacher, it's important that you can create lessons. So it's more than just taking the study guide or Googling or finding information. You must show skill in creating lessons and using the content in a creative manner. But because UNISA now assess online, that triangle of assessment is flipped upside down because content is just content and you can find it basically anywhere. In your study guide, you can Google it, you can find it anywhere. We no longer focus so much on the basic things, remember or understand or define. We are taking you to another level where you should show your skill. If it's a theory like Piaget's or whoever's theory, what does it mean for you as a teacher? So we will always ask you to do something with that knowledge. Are you able to evaluate it, critique it, judge it, analyze it, and then use it to create a specific lesson? So when you do your assessments, it's very, very important that you look at the keywords in a particular question. And if you just summarize, or if you just define, or if you just copy and paste information, and you miss that particular question had said differentiate or compare or integrate or judge or analyze or hate, you are going to miss out on marks. So always underline the verbs in a particular question so that you know exactly on what level that particular question is. And sometimes one question may have more than one parts to it. So make sure that you analyze the question and that you understand. I'm going to jump back to this slide just now. Prof. Pickard has spoken about Turnitin. So we are really concerned about students who just find information because they don't spend much time on the content. They find information and then they copy and paste it because they don't understand Bloom's taxonomy and the level of skill. So if you tend to copy and paste, you are on dangerous grounds. I'm warning you now, and it's Prof. Pickard has indicated that we're not out to catch you, but we want to take you to a level of deeper learning where you create something new. Your answer should not show much similarity to other content. It must be original. So once you've done your assessment, if you have answered a particular question, you must also always ask yourself, is my answer original? If it looks like someone else's, then there's a serious problem, because if we ask you to judge or analyze or critique, how is it possible that two students produce the same answer? So originality is really, really very important. And this is where plagiarism and academic dishonesty comes in. It's a form of stealing if you just take information, copy and paste it. There's nothing original to that. You haven't shown your skill in using content to be a teacher and be able to teach. So your lecturer will share more information throughout the year on how to avoid plagiarism. And please be aware of the fact, even if you copy from your study guide, you copy verbatim, it is a form of plagiarism. Even if you reference it and say you've taken it from your study guide, remember, coming back to Bloom's, it's very seldom that we will just ask you to reproduce something. You will have to analyze, judge, critique. So therefore, your answer cannot look like someone else's. Prof. Pickard spoke about paraphrasing, so I'm not going to address that. So always come back to Bloom's taxonomy and look if your responses are original, if it shows is it your own work, and if you have highlighted the verb in that question, you will be able to avoid plagiarism altogether as well, because two people can't judge or design or create something that is exactly the same. So in the end, I just want to end with this slide. The tussle was worth the hassle. If you just stick to these basic things and you work consistently and diligently and take note of all the information that your lecturer has shared with you in terms of the assessments, then you're good to go. Some information or some assessments will not contribute to the year mark. It's not to say that they're not important. You still should do them. It's to help you with those deeper levels of learning. Thank you, Dr. Paula.
Thank you so much, Dr. Leroux. 10 minutes, spot on. We are now moving to the next item, signature module. Dr. Miller, 10 minutes in that.
Good morning.
Sorry, May. Sorry. I just said in that. Sorry, May.
Okay. Good morning, colleagues, and thank you, Dr. Pala, for this opportunity to present to the students. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Need to put it in a presentation mode. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to present to especially students that are doing BPT, which is a signature module. The challenge with the students is because they're still new from wherever they are, majority of them. And this is a fully online module wherein there is no hard copy study material that they can get. And in most instances, our students get confused. I'll start with the tutoring model that this module is taking. It's a tripod module consisting of something which is a tripod. It means it's three-legged, consisting of student support. That is the first leg. And in this first leg, we have teaching assistants playing a prominent role in this part of the leg. Their role is to implement the plans, the programs, and the strategies that are designed for this module. And also they support students throughout their academic career by delivering content, and they also control assessment of our students. And then the second part of this part, the second leg, of this part, we have the content specialist. And in these instances, we have lecturers who are content specialists. And their role is to set up plans and programs. That means tutoring plans, assessment plans, and all other things that will be happening in the module for the semester. And they ensure that assessment is quality assured, and also the content is also quality assured. And they also are responsible for improvement of the module, and this is done through research of what is going on in the module, and they also monitor and support the teaching assistant. And the third leg of this part is the IT section. And the role of the IT section is to create sites. All the sites for this module are created by the IT section. And they are also responsible for grouping of students. And they are also responsible for allocating teaching assistants to students and any other technical problems that are experienced in this module. That is the role of the ICT or IT section.
As this is an online module, it's happening on the Moodle platform, which is indicated that the Moodle platform is my UNISA site. In this module, you have two different sites. The first site that I'm going to talk about is the main site, which you call it BPT 1501 semester 1 site. For this year, because the year is 2024, you would have BPT 1501-2024 as one site. In this site, every student that is registered for this module have access to this site. You can see on my left-hand side, there is a picture of this site. A picture of this site indicates the tools that you'll get on this site. You can see you have got activities. Those activities are the tools that you have in this site. You have additional resource as a tool. You have lesson orientation as a tool, and you have a forum announcement as a tool. These are the only three tools that you get in this site. And you can see on the course information there, you have one folder, one lesson, and one forum. And the main idea of this site is to orientate students about online environment. That means online, how are you going to go about learning in an online environment? And this is the lesson orientation. If you go through that lesson orientation, you'd never miss anything in an online learning environment. And also the other thing on this site, you can access tutorial letter 101. To access tutorial letter 101, you go to the official study material. If you can look at where my cursor is, that is the official study material. And then from there, you click on that, then you'll get your tutorial letter 101. Don't click on any of the activities that has been indicated and you think you can find tutorial letter 101. There's no tutorial letter 101 in there. Now let us go to the group site. The group site, you will get the group site immediately. You are grouped to a different group. Each and every student would have their own group site. You first receive an email or an SMS from ICT indicating that you are grouped. Immediately you receive that email or an SMS. Within 24 hours, when you click on your My Module tab, you would see two BPT sites. One is the main site that I've just explained, and the other one will be your new group site. And the group site will end with a letter P to indicate that you are grouped. And if you receive an email or an SMS indicating that you are a group, and you do not receive, you can't see this site when you go to your My Module tab within 48-hour period, then you can send us an email to say, I was grouped and this is the email message or the SMS message. So when you send us an email, you must also send us evidence indicating that you got that message that you are grouped. And then from there, we can take it up and see what is the problem with IT so that you can have access to your group site. So each and every student has access to their respective group site. The group sites serve as a lecture hall for each and every student. That means that's where you get your content. That's where you get your assignment. That's where you're going to interact with your TA. Your TA will support you. And hence, for each and every information that you need concerning anything on the group site, you need to communicate with your TAs. Also, all assignments are found on the group site and they should be submitted on this group site. If you go to the semester 1 site or the main site and you find assignment, know that something is wrong there. You are not supposed to do an assignment in the semester 1 site. I think you have a picture of the group site there that has been indicated. You can see that it has 2 forums, it has 1 folder, it has 6 lessons, and it has 6 assignments. So when you open your group site, you should be having 2 forums, 1 folder, 6 lessons, and 6 assignments. If you have something different, no, that is not your group site. And you cannot come and say my group site has only 1 and 2 lessons. Check on the course information. If it says it has 6 lessons, you must look for those lessons, all of those lessons. So this is how you access your group site. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, May. We are now moving to the next item. Dr. Masango, teaching practice. Dr. Masango.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Pal, and good morning to everyone. Center management, academic, student support, and students in general. My name is Mr. Muleboge Masango, representing the Teaching Practice Office. So in our presentation, we will be highlighting the school placement processes, the TP placement challenges, implications, and way forward, and TP contact details. So in regard to the placement processes, allow me to project my UNISA, where I will be demonstrating the processes of how can the students submit their school placement. I believe that through the previous presentations, all students have noticed that actually my UNISA is the site that a student should familiarize with and master it, because of it consists of various functions which are very important to students. So the step-by-step processes that I will show here in terms of how students should place themselves or administer their placement. The guidelines, they are also available under notices, teaching practice, practical modules, student guidelines for application for online placement at school. These guidelines are accessible to everyone, do not need any credentials to access and download them. So as it's been presented by different presenters in regard to the MyUNISA, it must be noted that the Teaching Practice Office is responsible and accountable for the administration of student school placement and supervisor allocation. Therefore, when students submit their placement, when they go to MyUNISA, they must log to my admin, because of most of the students, they will go to my modules and then they will struggle to access the full functions of the placement system. Therefore, all students are required to go to log into my admin, and the username and password are the same, whereby the UNISA systems will require the students to enter their student number and the password. And thereafter, logging in, because of online taking some time. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, the students will need to log in, and after logging in using their student number and password, therefore they'll go to my admin. After going to my admin, they will see teaching practice, and as teaching practice, they will click student placement, and as student placement, the system will require them to enter their network code, which is the same as a student number. They must enter their student number, and thereafter click submit. And then if they are not registered for the TP modules, they will get the information that they cannot access this system. And then if there's placement, it indicates, for example, this one is saying there's no placement, students can add the placement. Therefore, for minimizing inquiries, we request students that when they submit their placement, they must click the middle option, which is place module with date blocks. When they click it, then the system will show their details, their name, student number, year, modules. This one is registered for 2 modules, but we were promised that this year we will not see students that they've registered for more than 1 TP modules. But as we can see, this one is registered 2 modules. And then therefore, the students will indicate the module that they are requesting the placement, and then also the language of teaching and learning during teaching practice, and then the level, which is level 1, and then they can search for school. The school are categorized according to provinces and magisterial districts. We know that schools are using school districts or circuits, but this system, the schools are captured under magisterial district. So students will need to check their district. So I will use the example of this student who have requested to be placed in Pietermaritzburg at Heather Secondary School. So students can write 3 or 4 letters to check their school, and after finding their school, then they can click, and then the school will show that it's been selected, and students have option to choose if they are full-time or not full-time at school. And then therefore the student can check their dates of practicals. Since we are trying to simplify this process, we are saying that we have entered some dates. If the dates that students is requesting are not available, students can choose the dates that are available, and then the system will allow them to edit. I will show that we'll have this function of choose file, which is a control measure for this system, so that students cannot choose random schools in terms of placing themselves. So the system will require the principal letter which has been signed, which is as an affirmation that student is being granted opportunity to do the practical. Then after choosing and selecting the letter, and they will upload, the system will indicate that the letter has been successfully uploaded. Therefore, the practical will be showing as it is, we can see here, and means it's done. The student has successfully submitted their own placement. And then we have the delete option if the placement is incorrect, or edit, whereby the student can edit the school if they want to change, or they can edit the date, like in terms of when, for example, if the student saying, I want to start from the April when school reopen on the 3rd and finish on the 3rd of May, and then click save. The information will be showing like this, and therefore this information will be available to the teaching practice office. So I believe that the process is as shown is short, and then in terms of the time, I can see that the time is not available. So I will just quickly show that we have these challenges which are very important, that students informing TPO about their school placement after they've already started their teaching practice, whereas some students submit placement and immediately start the teaching practice without informing the office, and whereas other students submit placement that they are for more than one modules, but they request to do them at one time. And then these are the challenges that causes the office to allocate accordingly. So the presentation will be available to everyone. Thank you very much, and back to you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Ntate Masango. I think our student will take note of those challenges so that they are in line with what the teaching practice office is saying. Now we are now going to ask Ntate Shabangu, Mr. Shabangu, exam and invigilator app, 10 minutes.
Good morning, colleagues. Let me also greet my colleagues, Professor Mawela, Professor Poshoko, Dr. Pala, and all senior academics in the college, as well as all colleagues from the academic departments, including support staff. I'm just not sure, Dr. Pala, if you can see my screen. Is it visible now?
I just wanted to indicate that we are only, yeah, now we can see.
Okay, thank you very much. So if I can just quickly put it on, yes. Thank you very much, colleagues and our students. We are very grateful as a College of Education to be having such a high number of students, and the college is always ready to provide support to all of you throughout the year. As you can see, we've got a team of academics here who are already providing that necessary support, taking you through. We've got our teaching practice office. Now, I'm coming from the student support office from the College of Education. Our office consists of 7 staff, which we mainly ensure that you receive the necessary support in terms of all inquiries that may relate to all 4 student work stages. That will be application, that will be registration, that will be tuition, as well as graduateness and alumni relation with all our students. Now, my presentation won't be talking much to other things, but as I've already introduced myself, I am Stephen Shabangu, the coordinator in the College of Education. My focus is only gonna be touch basing some basic information. My colleagues have already indicated earlier the importance of logging onto my UNISA. Mr. Wright has taken us through on how to navigate around my UNISA portal. Now, what I can just also emphasize is to ensure that once we are registered or whilst we are registering, let's just ensure that our information on the system is correct. Our cell phone number is captured correctly, because when the time you are supposed to receive your data, unfortunately, if the number on the system is not correct, you are not going to be able to receive the correct allocation for you. It was also mentioned that once we are registered, we need to start by claiming our login credentials. This is mainly applicable for our first year students. If it's a first year you are studying with UNISA, once you are registered, you've paid the initial amount. First thing to do, make sure that you claim your logins. Now, claiming your logins on my UNISA portal, you will see there are options, whether you have forgotten your password, whether you want to claim new logins, it's there. I always talk to curriculum verification. We have noted in the past, especially with first year students, we normally apply for a qualification, but when we come to register, most of us don't have time to go back and visit that same curriculum so that we can be sure that we select modules in a correct order. You cannot start by registering any module under that qualification, like second year module or third year module or fourth year module in the case of a 4-year degree. We must always start with the first level modules. And it's important to refer to the curriculum, because in case of electives, you will understand the rules which will guide you to say, now you must select a home language, not first additional. Or now in this group, you must select a first additional language. Now in this group, you must select a second additional language. But without referring to the curriculum, it's likely that you may select the wrong language, meaning you will study, pay for, and pass a wrong language. So always make sure that we familiarize ourselves with the curriculum. Then going to the next slide. Oh, I'm sorry, my fingers are moving too fast. I'm very sorry about that one, program director. From our office, including our regional offices, as well as our main TSAR office, we provide the necessary guidelines in terms of the current phasing out programs. Don't find yourself confused if you need to talk to a student advisor to ensure that you do understand which program are you on, and especially those that were doing the old curriculum, the B.Ed in Early Childhood Development, the old B.Ed Intermediate Phase and Senior Phase, as well as the old B.Ed Senior and FET Phase. Those students who started in 2019 coming this way, those one, obviously you are admitted to a new program, you don't have to worry. Now, phasing out programs, I'm referring to all those students who started doing our teaching degree before 2019. Please ensure that you register correctly, because this will be the final year to offer the old curriculum. What happened to you in case you are not done with the old, with the modules from the old curriculum? It means that we don't have a choice but to migrate you into the new program. As much as you will still earn more credits, but you may forfeit 1 or 2 modules. That is the process of migration. Unfortunately, the college doesn't have an option, because this information came as a directive from CHE and DHET early last year, that the universities, all universities, can no longer be given until end of 2025. They will have to phase out all old programs, the latest by end of 2024. So that's where we find ourselves. It's not our option. Some students are now contesting that. Unfortunately, this comes as a directive from the senior authorities. I've already spoken to the selection of modules. I cannot live without talking to online exam support. As a student, you are doing a qualification which comes from a particular college. For an example, your grade R diploma, your higher certificate in education, your bachelor degree in education, your postgraduate certificate in education, all College of Education postgraduate qualifications, PG DIPS, and honors programs. Those modules coming from that college. In other words, the college will always ensure that students are supported during the exam. It's very important, students, to note this. When you are writing a module, let's say for an example, it's C701. This is a module offered by one of the departments within the College of Education. How do we know this module comes from which college? That information is inside the tutorial letter. Now, during the exam, you will be provided with the dedicated email address where a team of people are ready to assist you with any challenge during your exams, so that you are able to submit your exam on time. Now, always when there's important information, lecturers will always share that information with our students under announcement. If it's teaching and learning related, normally lecturers will share this information under announcements. But if it's more related to exams, they will always share it under announcement on my exam site. Announcements so that you are able to get the necessary information on time. Now, one of the challenges we have learned as a college coming from the previous online exams, strictly online. Now, we've got two options. Is either you will be writing a take-home exam, meaning that this could be an exam more than 3 hours, but not more than 4 hours, or a multiple choice question, which is an MCQ or a quiz, which may be less than 3 hours, but maybe not less than 2 hours. Now, it's very important to take note what type of exam is applicable to a module that you are registered for. Whether it's a module that is on continuous assessment, there are no exams, you're only writing assignments and the portfolio. Now, for every module where you will be required to sit for an exam, you will be required to ensure that you've got the correct device. Correct device, I'm referring to the relevant device that you will use to write your exam. Now, for every written exam, there is an invigilation process. It is very important that the university increases or the university ensures that the academic integrity processes are in place so that students could earn credentials on their qualifications, that nothing should compromise your qualification even in the years to come. Now, this invigilation comes in two formats. There is an invigilator app. There's also an iris invigilator. An iris. Now, even if you are writing a module that is offered in the College of Education, or even if you are doing a qualification in the College of Education, all the modules in the College of Education are strictly invigilated through the invigilation app. But because of some of the school subject modules that you could be doing, which may be offered by other colleges, like mathematics, physical science, chemistry, those modules, for an example, are offered by College of Science, Engineering and Technology. And that college strictly uses IRIS, as well as College of Economic, College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. They also use IRIS. But if a module or a school subject you are doing in your qualification comes from the College of Human Sciences, most of those will be invigilated through the invigilation app. Now,
Shabangu, I'm sorry to just interject. Can I give you 2 minutes just to wrap up?
Thank you very much. Now, please familiarize yourself with the invigilation guidelines, where you will understand all the requirements from your side as a student regarding the proctoring tool, how to apply, and so on. Regarding the downloading of the exam, when you start with your exam, accessing your My Exam site, and also uploading when you are done. It's very important that you always visit the information which is normally posted by lecturers. Most of the lecturers will share this information with you. There is a contingency link that is only used during the grace period, meaning that 30 minutes grace period that is always added to your exam time. That's only when we can use the contingency link, only for each student who may be struggling to upload. Now, regarding the contingency link as well as the invigilation, we've got a WhatsApp, which serves as a communication between the student and the service provider. This number is always also provided to students just before the exam. And the university always hosts exam roadshows to all students before each exam time. Now, lastly, for every college, you've got a dedicated inbox that will assist students during the exams. For our College of Education, during the exams, Don't forward any emails to any other colleague. You can only send to the lecturer or to seduexams@unisa.ac.za. Thank you very much. I wish you all well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ntate Shabangu. Now we move to our next item. Ntate Rankweteke, academic integrity. Student, we are just left with one item. Please be patient. As I indicated, that we'll be finishing around 11:30. Ntate Rankweteke, 10 minutes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Ntate.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Good day, colleagues. My name is Mr. P. Irangoteke. I would like to initially take this opportunity to thank the program director for allowing me to present within this portfolio, and I'd like to greet all colleagues who are within the orientation, starting with the tuition chair manager, Prof. Mawela, and all the colleagues who are within the orientation. And Chair, as I said, looking at the time that you've given me, I would like to run so that I might not disadvantage you in that regard. Colleagues, the topic that I'll be presenting on today is academic integrity. And like I said, my name is Mr. P. Ramkutiki. I'm the College of Education Chairperson of Academic Integrity. What is academic integrity? Academic integrity refers to the values of honesty, trust, fairness, truthfulness, accuracy, respect, and responsibility in teaching, learning, writing, research, and community engagement. Values every UNISA student should uphold. We have trust, truthfulness, respect, responsibility, accuracy, fairness, and honesty. If you see honesty is within those, because of if you're able to be honest, you'll be truthfulness, you'll be respectful, you'll take account or responsibility, and you will make sure the assessment are fair and accurate. And jumping to activities that violate academic integrity. First one, I'll start with plagiarism. Plagiarism is an act of taking the words, the ideas, and thoughts of others and presenting them as your own. It is a form of theft which involves several dishonest academic activities, such as the following: cutting and pasting from any source without acknowledging them. When we say any source, we also mean the study guide that will be provided to you. You cannot, and you are not allowed to take information from your study guide word to word, verbatim to verbatim. That is the act of academic dishonesty. Because of what you ought to do, you need to read and understand. Therefore, you'll be able to paraphrase. Paraphrase, it means putting the same point but using your own words, not including or using incorrect references. This is one of them also, whereby you take information because of you are lazy to reference, you just say you took it from the study guide, of even though you haven't taken it from the study guide. Paraphrasing without acknowledging the original source of the information. As I've explained before, that what we mean by paraphrasing. But still, even after paraphrasing, you still need to acknowledge the original source. And the other one, we are going to cheating. Cheating is includes but not limited to the following: completing assessments on behalf of other students, copying from other students during assessment, or allowing a student to copy from you using social media, e.g. WhatsApp, Telegram, or other platforms to disseminate assessment information. For example, we are very aware that now, as it's UNISA, we are fully online. Most of our activities or most of our programs are offered online. So we know that most students immediately they register, they are going to Telegram, they open groups there whereby they're sharing information, whereby they outsource third parties. And as I've said, that is not advisable, colleagues, anyhow. But however, I shall go to, when I am to conclude my presentation, to see the possible consequences thereof. Submitting corrupt or irrelevant files. Here you must go through the guidelines of the scan and upload papers, buying completed answers from tutors or internet. When you are attending institutional disciplinary hearing, we learn every day that there are students who are learning, who are taking information. There are students who are taking information from service providers, whereby they'll be able to make whatever that they do make, like they buy in bulk, and obviously using the proctoring tools that we have, it will be easy for us or for the lecturer and our external markers to detect that. Student obligation on page 9 of integrity. Each student must submit his or original work except when group is required. Every student must reference all sources according to a recognized writing style. No student should present or submit other people's work as if it were his or hers. Each student is required to attach a declaration or originality for assignment, projects, manuscript, dissertation, and thesis. Usually in exams, there is an option whereby there's a tick that students simply click on that one, it will automatically submit the declaration of the originality of the assessment. A student may not ask for the advice or seek the inputs from any other person while undertaking a written assignment. Here we emphasize specifically during exams, because of the program tools that we have or that we use, as Mr. Chabonge has said, we do have commonly use the Invigilator app in our college, whereby it has what we call microphone flagging, whereby it will tell us that the student during the exam, he or she was discussing the question paper with someone else, and that is a terrible way for a student to ruin the reputation of the institution, and so is the academic record of his or her. Student should have a moral obligation to report academic violations. Proctoring tools that we have module proctoring. I'm not going to dwell much on this because we hardly or never use it in our college. Iris invigilation, that's what was explained by Mr. Chabangu. Invigilator app, that's the one that we use. It's a mobile application used to proctor MCQ, that is quiz, multiple choice, and take-home examination. Turn in also the original checking services used as units to prevent plagiarism. And for example, of the Invigilator app, this is what's going to happen. This is the report that we get. We get that app will want you to take selfies, and it will use your microphone. It will need extra photos during the examination or the activity. It will need the script photos. When you write, it will say, take your script. Out of the app time, this is one of the most concerned. If you are out of app, automatically the app will flag you, because of you're not supposed to be out of app as long as the exam is not there. Open book. If the exam is an open book, the lecturer will decide and will communicate with the relevant Department of Divisions so that this can be overwritten. But in most cases, the out of app time is the one that flags the student. GPS data, document comparison. This one, document comparison on the microphone, like I said, we will get the link whereby it says, it explains whatever that you were talking with the other student during the exam, then that is against the law. And we come again to document comparison. Even if you copy being in Mpumalanga, the other student being in Limpopo, the document comparison doesn't look at the GPS. It automatically tells us that this is the case. For example, we have student A and student B. You see what it does? It shows us only the similarity. That is what I highlighted here to say only the similarities is like what I checked on. Student A and student B, you see, that's what it does for us. Are numbers that cannot be written. Here is the long one that when you multiply, you see it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. But looking at the quantity of the phrase which are repeated or the same between student A and student B, that is when we're going to flag the student and allow him to explain or to go for that. Then hence we have consequences. A student disciplinary hearing with punishment depending on the category of the rules violated. Accessible documents for reference, policy for copyright infringement, student disciplinary code. This is the summary of what usually happens. If you remember the cases that lecturers and markers submit are alleged, then you'll be called for disciplinary hearing, whereby this is what we commonly have as the conduct, We have fraud. Fraud, yeah, is a problem with fraud because normally the possible sanctions are 3 to 5 years suspensions. That means you are being suspended at university, and the removal of all credits, all the modules that you might have passed or that you might have progressed on since registering with the institution they are being. Or we can report a fraud case to SAPS, that is South African Police Service. Plagiarism, 2 to 5 years suspension with module cancellation. If you're found plagiarized and you're found guilty during this disciplinary hearing, because of after the lecturer has submitted with compelling enough evidence that you have copied, then we are going to call you to come to disciplinary hearing. If you found guilty, these are the possible sanctions. Possible conducts found, and these are the possible sanctions. Remember, all DC verdicts will appear on your academic records, meaning that when you'll be going to apply for a job, they will check, you were flagged here, why did you copy here? It will appear on the academic record forever, as long as it's for that program or qualification. So avoid by all means to plagiarize and familiarize yourself with ways of avoiding such. Remember, UNISA has a zero tolerance for any form of dishonesty or cheating activity related to exam, including contract cheating. When you have wheat of your own, it's a pleasure to credit other for theirs. That is Chris Jami. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Tate Ramkoteke. I think we are rushing, but I hope and believe that during the course of the year, we'll be taking students through in terms of examination app and also about academic integrity. I'm not sure if Prof. Tabani is here because I know that he's attending another meeting. Is Prof. Tabani in?
Thank you.
Thanks, Prof.
Dr. Pala. Thank you for the day, for this early hours, morning presenters, starting from the Dean, ending with Ndate Rankweteke. Thank you, students, for attending. You've heard what is expected of you. You've heard what we can offer you as a College of Education. We are here for you when we'll always be here for you. All you have to do is to follow the guides and contact the colleagues that were indicated to you that these are our contact persons. Everything we do at UNISA in the College of Education is to support you. As the Dean has indicated, our main aim is to produce quality professional teachers. And we are excited to seeing the number that has attended today. Indeed, it seems that our future as a college is bright. They also spoke to chances of doing the regions, Mr. Shabangu. Please, wherever we are able to engage, wherever it is possible for our students to see us face to face, let us indeed engage and see our students. I cannot go through the entire list from Dr. Becker, Dr. Foto. Indeed, we are here to work. Siso Sebenza, Dr. Madiope, Prof. Bikat, Dr. Liru, Memwila, Dr. Mwila, and Mr. Masango TP. Indeed, we are here to work. Colleagues, I cannot thank you any further than that, apart from thank you for spending the morning with us. Wonderful work, wonderful hosting, Dr. Pala. And thank you as well to our sign language interpreter. I wish, let me see if I can do my camera and show you that I've learned something. I think it's good, something like that. You will need to teach me. Okay. Thank you. As I learn and go along, it is much appreciated. I'll hand over to you, Dr. Pala, and please allow me to go to the other meeting.
Thank you so much, Prof. Tabani. our school director, school education studies, and I don't want to.
Tapala,
Prof,
you
we
are
can
muted.
hear you. Can you hear me, Prof?
Whilst Dr. Pala is trying to unmute, Dr. Pala?
Prof, I've unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, maybe yeah, I've unmuted. Thank you so much. I'm not, I keep at senior. They've already said the vote of thanks. And from my side, I think we are done with the project, with the program, and we are still going to take our student through. I'm going to ask you, Ndate Mawela, if maybe you've got something to say as an announcement before we close for the students, then we can close this meeting. Prof. Mawela?
Thank you very much, Dr. Pala, for the program director, and our school director, Prof. Tabane, for the vote of thanks. To all the students, we are liaising with our SRC as student representatives here to make sure that when we visit the regions to further continue with our orientations and additional student support in modules, you will get more information regarding that. So keep in touch with your SRC offices, visit your regional offices to find more details of when SEDU is coming to conduct further orientations, and also supporting you in conducting lessons, face-to-face lessons. So those ones, you don't want to miss them. We want you to make sure that you attend our face-to-face lessons. DTSFL, Prof. Mahano, Dr. Rankwete, Dr. Rachidi, and all the members of DTSFL, we are saying thank you very much for organizing this session of the student support. I'm not sure if Dr. Rachidi, you want to say something regarding the session. Anybody from DTSFL? Okay, they seem not to be here. Dr. Pala, I think we can call it a shalom. Thank you very much for running this program. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues and our students. Bye-bye.
Bye.